Hi, we're Diane and Sam, an Aussie couple who, after spending 3 years homesteading, gardening, and living a self-sufficient life, decided to convert a bus into a tiny home for security. This was all part of our 5-year plan to establish a secure home that would give us some more freedom to move around and travel and work remotely without taking away the comfort of home. After successfully getting the bedroom and shell of the bus finished, we moved right in to save on rent and forced us to finish the bus even faster, even if that did mean camping out in the rain. And so we became bus lifers. For a year we lived the highs and lows of travelling and staying with friends and family for longer periods of time, something we never thought we'd ever get to experience in our lifetime. But we also experienced the challenges of living around a construction zone, managing our stress and mood when inevitably things would go wrong, and ticking off goals from a list that felt like it just kept getting longer and longer. But the experience allowed us to see some incredible places like the Great Ocean Road, the Murray River, Halls Gap, the Redwood Forest, and so much more. But we knew we would eventually need to return back home to reality because travelling Australia is not cheap. Fuel alone costs us $500 each week between the car and the bus, and food around $200 to $300, as we had no bulk storage or gardens to sustain us, so we were just constantly at the shops. Needless to say, we are glad to be back in one place, working for an income and establishing this new normal for us as we look towards our next goals. Since the beginning of summer, we have been staying on our friend's homestead, living between our bus home and theirs to ensure that the rats don't migrate in. Our friends live just outside of a town called Candelo, which has a beautiful, thriving community with a plethora of natural spaces, rivers and animals, which led to many interesting encounters. If you watched our last few videos, you would already know that our next big adventure is growing our family from 2 to 3. And we're so grateful to the friends who have supported us in doing this as stress-free as possible. They have a menagerie of animals for us to love and care for, and it was such a great feeling to be connected to gardens and animals and land once again.
Eggs. Lucky the goanna didn't get them.
Lucky indeed.
Been a while since we've had farm fresh eggs. Fresh from a chicken butt.
We have already learnt so much since being here, from the importance of community and having support to how strong our connection to land is and how much joy and peace it gives us. This isn't to say that there aren't difficult parts and that the work involved with maintaining a property isn't hard, but the reward far outweighs the difficulty involved. How are you finding life back in the valley?
Life back home.
Oh.
Wonderful. It's really nice. We've set ourselves up like 45 minutes from where we were originally, and immediately we're just surrounded by lovely people and a beautiful community, and it's like we get to hang out in a different corner of our home area. So it's really nice. It's nice to be back to work, earning some money so that we can start working towards the next set of goals.
How are you finding Candelo so far?
I really like it, and I'm afraid to like it too much because geographically it's not where we want to be. It's too far from like my band. Like we developed in a community where we were in Brogo, and our heart is there, but like Candelo's where the men's circle is. The pub is really like, it's an old school, really lovely, inviting pub. Like there aren't many pubs where you feel comfortable, and that is a pub where you feel comfortable. And I think that this place is just full of lovely people. And also, we're on a mountain range that's sloping north, which in Brogo we're in a valley that's east to west, so it's like it's tricky to get a nice north-facing plot of land.
It's nice to be doing homesteading jobs again though. Like Sam said, it's just pleasant to have a purpose and a need. Ready? It's okay. I'm getting it like a drop in at least. But most of it's just ending up on me. Yeah? Yeah. they're probably not used to like being held to eat either. Well, I mean they're not, like, because they haven't ever had to be held. It's the first time. I still don't like goats though. They're scary.
Evil eyes.
We got the mum separated from the babies, and the babies fed for the most part, and tick removed. Tick free and fed. Though we have loved the freedom and adventure that comes with a moving vehicle as our home this year, we have found that we are yearning for security and our own space, or even a shared space to build and grow on without the restriction of time. Our dreams and ambitions are always big, but reality grounds us in the present. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
The biggest challenge for me at the moment, and being back here, is working on myself. Because the last couple of years I've really been trying to develop myself and change myself for the better. Hold on to the things from my past self that I really value and I think define me as an individual. But shift from that adolescent kind of attitude more towards a man and taking responsibility and taking on the amount of load that aligns with my morals and the person that I want to be for my family and my friends and my relationships, and seeing those things through and working through the hardship as opposed to quitting and going on to something easier.
You're supposed to suckle.
Oh. I think it's just a bit too big.
It is. Yeah. That's what Beck was saying. Excuse the huge oversized hat on me, but it's boiling hot today. It's 33 degrees and my hat's in the car. So I borrowed Sam's hat, which is probably a bit big on me. But I just wanted to say the coolest thing about our friend's property that we're staying on right now is where the dogs and I are headed right now. And on a super hot day, this place is like 10 out of 10 the only place I want to be. Only a 5-minute walk in thongs, not even. Can you hear it? So excited. Ty, have a swim. Oh, it's a good. How incredibly beautiful is this? They've got the creek frontage on their property, which means on these really stinking hot days, it really doesn't take much effort to bring the family down, gather some friends and swim at one of like the many little water spots. Where do we normally swim? I'm gonna find a shady spot. Now, unfortunately, my hat and my sunscreen are both in the car, so I'm kind of trying to find a more shady spot, which right now I think the sun is like straight above, so that's unlikely to happen. So I'm likely just gonna have a quick dip and that's it. Such a chicken.
I want to focus on myself in 2025. The reason being is because for me to be able to provide the best I possibly can for the people that I love and care for and want to look after, I need to be the best version of myself. And so that's my priority. We've got a baby on the way, and I want to be able to enjoy and be stoic in a positive way, so that the experience isn't a nightmare or a dread or too much.
So what does that look like? What things are you doing in 2025 to satisfy looking after yourself?
In 2025, becoming fitter and healthier is important. I've always lent on my lifestyle or work to create fitness as opposed to seeking it out. And now that since we've just been building the bus and I work a very inactive job now, like I now have to seek health and fitness as an extracurricular activity as opposed to it just happening as a byproduct. So that's a part of me that I'm wanting to improve. But also for the last 18 months, 2 years, I have been working on my mental health. And what I was doing for the last 18 months, 2 years was seeking support, seeking understanding, and building a foundation so that I wasn't on shaky ground. Whereas now I'm looking to reach forward and improve. So in short, that means my mental health journey has transitioned from like a mental health support system to a mental health growth system.
And where are you doing that?
I'm doing that in Candelo at the Candelo Men's Circle.
Would you recommend that to anyone else, or like what kinds of people do you think might benefit from a men's circle, or what else could be out there for anyone needing support?
I recommend it to anyone and everyone. And I don't mean that in the sense that it's the best thing for anyone and everyone, but it definitely doesn't hurt to give it a crack, because you're essentially going to understand yourself and other people, and why people are so afraid to sit down for a real conversation, to dive into their masculinity or femininity or their problems, their downsides, and everyone can benefit from that, even if you rock up and don't participate but observe. So the kinds of people that I think that it works really well for are empaths. You know, there are people that come and they benefit a lot just from talking about their issues and getting it off their chest. But then, as I've said, I'm moving into the growth aspect. There's an angle of doing now, because now I'm seeking to look deeper and I'm seeking growth. So now I'm looking to take action, which is a big challenge for me.
It's good on its feet. Look good on your feet. Look good on your feet. That's not how you do it. My last one. What are you leaving behind in 2024 or in the past?
Nothing. I believe that everyone's always carrying a bit of themselves. There was actually a man in the men's circle who I have a lot of respect for, who said, who was talking philosophically about the idea of this exact concept, and it was the idea that life and growth is like a ladder. Every time you go up a rung, the rungs are still below you. So if you're on the bottom rung, your view's not very good, but the ground floor is below you. Every time you go up a rung, the rung that you've just been on is below you. So I wouldn't leave anything behind, because it makes up who I am, and the experiences that I've had have led me to the decisions where I'm ready to move past something, but I'll never leave it behind.
I like that ladder analogy, because technically you can't get to the top of the ladder unless you have the rungs below.
Yeah.
But I more so mean, is there something that you did like this last year that you didn't feel benefited you in the long term, as in like a behavior, a thing, a hobby that you were like, nah, that's staying there?
Yeah, no, because it took for the worst traits of me to lead me to a situation where I crashed and burned for me to like be low enough down the hole to really genuinely decide to climb out. So I guess one thing I'm really working on, and I'd like to leave behind, is lethargy. All right, I think. Yeah, that would be a good one. It's waking up in the morning and not wanting to get out of bed, and not wanting to move to the next step, and like it's going to be with me forever. I don't think I'll ever leave it behind, but it is something I'd like to leave behind. I'd like to be able to open my eyes in the morning and immediately feel excited for the day and ready to tackle something, and be satisfied with one cup of coffee, and then be able to go out, put my hat on, and go get some work done. But lethargy is a very constant hurdle that's coming at me all the time, and it's something I don't really enjoy that much at all. You're welcome.
Oh, there's plenty there if need be. Bon appetit. Is that one yours? Is that the juicy one?
That's it.
Yum.